Biz School is brought to you by Neon Canvas. Neon Canvas is a digital marketing boutique located in Memphis, Tennessee. To learn more about Neon Canvas, visit neoncanvas.com.
Welcome, here it goes. This is the 16th episode of Biz School with Alex Rasmussen. And today I'm going to be joined by Sandy Bradford, who is the Director of Business Development at Lifesigns, a successful Memphis-based medical practice that has provided prevention-focused physical exams for 28 years. Sandy's been with the organization nearly since its inception and is a true believer that employee wellness equals business health. And because of this, Sandy has worked with multiple large Memphis-based businesses, government entities, and nonprofits to ensure that their team members have proper healthcare and wellness opportunities. So I want to bring Sandy in. I'm going to ask him to start his video here, ask him to unmute himself. And we're going to talk today about health and how important health is to the employee and to the employee. So we're going to talk about that and those opportunities that Sandy and his businesses at Lifesigns provide, whether through the brick and mortar clinic or via their mobile medical clinic, Healthy Here. So Sandy, welcome. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Good. Thank you, Alex.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great to have you here with me. So first, to get started, I'd love for you to just tell me a little bit about yourself, about your background, and then we'll talk some more about Lifesigns.
Okay. Well, oddly enough, I'm going to go back a few years here, but I was born in California, and after several moves throughout my childhood, ended up in southeast Missouri, and got into the insurance business while I lived up in Cape Girardeau, and worked at a couple of different insurance agencies, and ended up at Metropolitan Life, MetLife, and they gave me a whole lot of really good training. And we got into, not only were we doing a lot of life insurance plans, but started getting into a lot of health insurance programs as well. And so I took a big interest in health insurance, and the owner of the practice here kept after me for a couple of years to come joining, and finally I did. But went to college up in southeast Missouri, up in Cape Girardeau as well, and been a long time coming. But I've been here, like you said, for 28 years now, and the business is barely 29 years old. So it's there's been a lot of changes. But
I bet. And how many times between Memphis and Cape Girardeau have you had Lambert's third rolls?
Multiple times.
It's like a pilgrimage.
And caught a lot of them. Sure have. That's a great place. Seems like everybody wants to stop there and eat.
It's a pilgrimage. So, Sandy, for those who aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about Lifesigns. You said you've been with them for 28 years now, essentially since it started. Talk to me about what Lifesigns is and does.
We started in 1992, and it was started by an emergency room physician, and he saw that there was just a huge need for somebody to do a comprehensive physical exam and try to take it out of the primary care office setting. Everybody has been to the doctor's office, and you sit and wait sometimes, and there always seems to be interruptions. And so there was a demand for a higher end physical examination, and it was difficult to put that in a primary care setting with all of the day-to-day interruptions. So he wanted to open up a practice that would focus strictly on physical examinations without any interruptions, without any more waiting than necessary, and provide a lot more testing than what you would typically get anywhere else. And so the practice opened in 92, and we literally in a couple of hours can provide a physical examination that will keep you from having to go to 5 to maybe 6 different doctors to get the same testing done. So it's consolidated packages of tests, and it's a lot of things that many people that have not been here before have never had before. We do things like an ultrasound. We look at the carotid arteries in the neck, the thyroid gland in the neck. We do mammography for women. We do pap smears. We do treadmill stress tests. We do bone density screening, looking for osteoporosis and osteopenia, chest x-rays, lab work, EKG, hearing tests, lung tests, body fat, body mass index, everything in one spot that would normally require you to have multiple appointments at different providers. So it's a convenient practice, convenient visit, and it's very comprehensive. So saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of money, a lot of headache from having to run all over town to kind of piece everything together. So when we started, the focus was on targeting executive groups. And so we went after the FedExes and the AutoZones and all the major corporations. And literally that was my job. And we tried to identify what companies had those groups of people that they wanted to have what they consider to be an executive physical examination, something beyond what you would typically get, something more thorough. So the thinking was, those people are important to the company. We need to protect them, take care of them, make sure they're healthy, and make sure they're able to do their job. So I was scouring the countryside, rounding up as many executive groups as I could. About a year into it, we realized there weren't a whole lot of companies out there that wanted to actually pay outright for their executive staff to have a physical examination. Not enough to keep our bills paid anyway, put it that way. So we started drilling down into the health plans that were offered by the local corporations. And so I started contacting a lot of the same companies, and those companies then, in discussing what kind of health plans they offered to their employees. We then analyzed the benefits inside those health plans and what in the way of a wellness exam or preventive physical those plans would cover. So our doctors gotten all the major insurance networks in the area, so we wouldn't be boxing ourselves in and not be able to provide physicals to anybody because of the plan that they had. And so, and then it's pretty elementary, but it's not just the executive staff that's important for a corporation. It's everybody that works at that company. Everybody that's on that health plan affects that health plan. And anybody that is unhealthy that's on that plan affects the cost for everybody on the plan. So that's what drives your premium cost. So made sense to these companies. We started seeing not only their executive staff, but then into the second, third year of the business, about everybody within that corporation. So we started then communication pieces, marketing directly to the employees through the HR and the benefit department as to what we could provide those employees with that health plan, and would basically then invite them to schedule an appointment, come see us. And
Got it.
So when we did that, I mean, it was everything came together, and it was just unbelievable what happened then at that point. The business just took off.
So the real vehicle for you was ultimately to make sure that you understood how to work within the healthcare plans, made sure that you accepted all of these healthcare providers, and then to educate the companies and their staff, both at the executive level all the way through everybody at the company, to make sure that they understood the benefits of being healthy, they understood the benefits of this screening, and understood that getting it in a comprehensive manner was the best on their time. And especially as you're having to take paid time off or sick leave to kind of come to the doctor and use that time. I mean, that's again money that's costing the company, right? So the more effective and efficient you are for those companies, the more sense it makes them to guide their employees to you to get these types of screenings and not go to 6 different doctors and take 6 different half days off to do that.
That's exactly it. Exactly it. And so when we started doing that, it went from seeing 15 or 20 people at a company, the executive personnel, to 200, 300, 400 from that company. And
that's awesome.
It just snowballed. And the problems that we uncovered were just amazing. people walking around with major health issues that didn't realize they had a problem at all. And so, like you said, it was a big savings. It's a big cost driver for the corporation to make sure that their employees are healthy, make sure that they're getting a physical exam someplace, whether it be with us or with another primary care doctor. But we've saved a lot of money for a lot of companies. And again, the low man on the totem pole can have a massive heart attack just like the CEO can. And
Right.
It's going to cost you the same amount of money. So it's been a win-win for everybody.
That's great. Yeah. Tell me about the facility. Where are you guys at? What's that facility look like?
Well, we started out actually over on Poplar Avenue, right across from Regions Bank, just about 3 blocks from where we are now. Started there in '92. Watched that whole Regions Bank. Used to be Union Planters Bank back in the day.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
watched the whole building be built. It was across the street from us. And we were there for about 5 years. And then we moved over on Massey, bought a big house over on Massey, right behind International Paper. And we were there up until July of 2019. And just in July of 2019, we outgrew the space, ran out of parking space more than anything. We had no place else to put any cars. And not only for our staff, but for our patients. So we moved
Right.
over on Kirby where we are now, 1727 Kirby. And we now have a new facility. We all have brand new equipment, brand new mammography equipment, x-ray equipment, treadmills, decks and machines, all new, everything. So we're in a nice brand new place and got room to move. We've got the ample parking space for everybody. And so it's working out really well.
How many patients do you see a day?
If we have a full load, if everybody shows up, we can see as many as 54 a day. On average, we're seeing anywhere from probably 40 to 54, depending on time of the year, depending on like any other doctor's office, if there's any cancellations and people rescheduling and things like that. But 54 a day puts us on a monthly basis. We can see as many as I believe about 950, 980 patients, and we're running pretty close to that. We're running about 85, 90% right now. A lot of companies are just now starting to come back to work. There was a little bit of a drop off for a while, but as a matter of fact, we actually closed up for about 5 weeks back in between April and May of last year. And but in May we started opening back up, and it was about half speed, and we are now back up to about 85, 90%. Companies are coming back. Employees are starting to schedule their appointments again. And
you want to see them once a year, Sandy?
yeah, it's an annual physical exam. And so what we do, and that's basically because the insurance plans that are out there typically will pay for 1 physical per year.
Yeah.
So it's an annual examination. The patients get reminder postcards sent to them, letting them know their anniversary is coming up next month. Give us a call or schedule online for the next appointment.
That's great. And you were saying there's all kinds of issues people are finding that you're finding in these exams that are saving people's lives and helping them to be healthier. What are some of the main issues facing people that are coming through your doors every day?
Well, it's all the common things that most people are aware of. With a lot of people run around with hypertension, so they've got blood pressure issues, a lot of elevated cholesterol, a lot of pre-diabetics. So we uncover all of that. A lot of people are obese, and obesity leads to a lot of the above. So along with that, though, we uncover a lot of cancers, a lot of major blockages in arteries, people that are on the verge of having strokes and heart attacks. About every kind of cancer you can think of that's fairly common: prostate, breast, colon, stomach, liver, kidney, gallbladder, you name it, we've uncovered it. So all these things go beyond what most doctors actually are able to uncover. No fault of theirs other than the fact they just don't have the equipment in most cases to do the testing that we're able to do. So when a patient comes to see us, we feel like it's our mission to find any problems that they have and then help them deal with that problem. whether it's
Yeah.
something that requires medication or it's a referral to a specialist.
Yeah.
So we feel like we're doing a very good job of that.
That's incredible. Yeah. And if you're a business owner and you're listening to this podcast, and I mean, that's who this podcast is for, is for business owners. You have to be thinking about employee wellness, just like you think about marketing your business, or you think about payroll, or you think about benefits, because all of these things, they all work together. And if you've got employees that are healthy and know what's going on with them, they're bought into getting a physical every year, which means they're already bought into their health, right? Because there's a lot of people who haven't ever had a physical or never get physicals. So just the idea that they'll show up and commit to that is a huge step in the right direction. But thinking about how you can save time on productivity with employees, downtime, less sick time. I know in our company, we bucket our paid time off altogether. We don't separate sick time from personal time off. So if employees aren't sick, they're not having to use their personal time off as sick time. They get to go more vacation time,
That's right. That's exactly right.
So, and that's how I want them using their time off, not in bed with a cold. I want them enjoying life.
That's right. Or hospitalized and really jacking up your medical costs. So so again, that's kind of our focus. When you come see us, we want to give you the best exam you've probably ever had. And if you've got a problem, we want to find it. And again, we uncover everything under the sun. It's amazing. Small stuff that any doctor can pretty much find out. But we're uncovering a lot of stuff that's hard to diagnose, actually, and we're finding it. A lot of that has to do with the ultrasound that we do. We look at so many internal organs and major arteries that these are things that a lot of times go unlooked. It's actually kind of amazing to us that an ultrasound, as efficient as that tool is, it's kind of amazing to us that that's not more widely utilized in the course of an examination, because it can find so many problems. It's unbelievable. But
and to dive into that, I mean, you're looking at arteries, right, all through the neck to check on clogging. You're looking at glands, thyroid, parathyroid glands. You're looking at, the way that the blood's flowing through the stomach and fluids flowing through the intestines, right? I mean, you can see all that stuff with an ultrasound.
Correct.
Is that right, Sandy?
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. I'm just
gallbladder, liver. We're looking at all that stuff. I mean, it's a visual look at those organs and arteries. And what's really cool about it is when you're being examined, the doctor many times will swing the screen around. So he's running this probe all over you, looking at you and looking at all these different arteries and organs. But he'll swing the screen around a lot of times, and he'll show you, see this right here. And you're looking at your kidney, you're looking at your thyroid gland, you're looking at your gallbladder. And it's not like looking at a picture in a book. This is you. And so that's a big eye opener. And so if there's something there that's suspicious and we make a referral for you, it's in your best interest to follow through and get that looked at, because it's obviously something that could lead to a more chronic issue, something that could really put you at risk and maybe kill you. So that's our whole point. Try to educate you along the lines as well as giving you a very, very thorough physical examination, but let you understand where you are from a health standpoint, so you can become that healthier father, mother, brother, sister, employee. And again, everybody wins. You have mothers that come in a lot of times, and we'll find something wrong with them. And if it's like obesity, and we talk to them about nutrition, and we talk to them about weight loss, things like that, the mother in the family can drive a lot of things that happen to the husband, that happen to the kids. And if it wasn't for the mothers and the wives, kids and husbands wouldn't make it to the doctor in most cases. And so you convince the mother, and she starts cooking better. They start turning the television off earlier, push the kids outside, make them go out and exercise like we used to do when we grew up, instead of being parked on the couch watching television or playing video games. Parents can be behind this, and they can work together to be healthier, and then that trickles down then to the kids as well. And so it's pretty nice to know when you go home at night that you can make a real positive impact in somebody's life. And especially if we find out that we've caught this cancer in this particular individual, and it's really early, and in most cases the stuff that we find is early, so it can be completely treated, taken care of either through prescriptive care or surgery, or maybe even just some major lifestyle changes that person can make. They can start eating better. They can start, exercising, and they can stop smoking, cutting back on the drinking, or stop drinking altogether, and things like that. And everything just starts to kind of work the way it should, and they can become a healthier individual. You can have pre-diabetics that can completely reverse that and become non-diabetic anymore. And
Wow.
it's just it's incredible, and it makes you feel good what we do and the impact that we can have in people's lives. And again, from a corporate standpoint, that's saving a lot of money and a lot of heartache for a lot of people.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, and to reiterate kind of those top things, it's not only are you saving time and money from the productivity, all the things we've talked about on that side, but you're also keeping your medical costs down, which ultimately keep your premiums down. We got to renew these things every year as business owners, and they're taking a dive and a look into, how healthy is your employee, how are your employees, how healthy is your staff, and
That's
then
right.
they're quoting you based on that. And how much money they think, how much exposure these health insurance have. And our premiums have gone up every year since I've been a business owner, every single year, never gone down. I think they stayed same maybe one time between 19 and 20. But other than that, I mean, health insurance premiums are on the rise. So there's so many ways that you can benefit as a business owner by getting into a company like Lifesigns and making sure that your employees are educated around the benefits of the services.
That's true.
That was great, Sandy. Well, I always love this. Has been eye opening for me. It's really incredible what you guys do. To get to just know you a little bit more, I want to play a little game I play with all of my guests. I call it three things. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you three things. They're hypothetical things, and you're going to have to do something with them. You're going to be able to keep one of them. You're going to be able to gift one of them to someone else, and then you're going to have to discard the other one. You can't do anything with it. So three things. And I've tried to get to know you a little bit. We talked a lot of business. We didn't talk any personal. So I've looked in the background. I see maybe you could be a hunter. Are you a duck hunter, or you like birds?
Yeah, don't hunt much anymore, but used to duck on all the time. Yep, sure
Yeah.
is.
I see a little bit of that, and it looks like you may like to travel. I see the Hawaii there. I see
Yeah,
the Washington Mountain. You're a little bit of a traveler.
like boats, like water. Yep, sure
Yeah,
is.
cool. Okay, all right. So I think I got my three things. So first one I give everybody is $10 million. What's one of your choices? You got $10 million. The second one is I'm going to give you a permanent vacation. You're going to get to go on vacation forever. You get to retire and just vacation for the rest of your life, wherever you want to be. And the third one would be 10,000 acres of hunting land, wherever you wanted it. So that's it. That's what you get. You got to choose between the three. You get $10 million, you get the 10,000 acres, or you get a permanent vacation. What are you doing with them?
I'd have to take 10,000 acres.
That's worth a lot more than the 10
Just
million for
just the
sure.
land. Yeah, I'd love the land. Something to run on, something to fish on, hunt on,
Yeah.
hike
Yeah.
on,
I do the same
icon.
thing.
Yeah, I'd take the land.
Yeah.
You're with.
So what are you doing with the $10 million? You gifting it, or you giving it away?
I would give that away.
You'd give that away. And so you would discard, are you discarding the permanent vacation?
Uh, I figure if I have 10,000 acres, I got plenty of time. I'm going to have
Okay.
a permanent vacation on that 10,000 acres.
There you go. So we're keeping the 10,000 acres. We're gifting or giving away the $10 million, and we are discarding the permanent vacation.
Right.
I like it. All right. Well, Sandy, it was a pleasure getting to know you, getting to hear about Life Signs. I think it's been eye-opening for me, certainly, and for any other business owners, how important this is. And not only that, but not just sending it to maybe, like you said, an internist or a primary physician who's not going to go on as many levels as you guys go. And you have specialized your business around this health screening, this yearly physical, and to get them the maximum amount of value that they could get out of that physical from a time standpoint and from a record standpoint. So
Correct.
yeah,
That's
it
it.
sounds incredible.
It is.
If people want to get a hold of you or get a hold of Life Signs, what do they do? What's the best way to do that?
They can give me a call directly if they'd like. My number is 901-260-9914, or they can email me, sbradford@preventiongroup.com. Happy to
I
help
love it.
out.
Awesome. Yeah. Sandy, great to meet you. Maybe we'll get to do some duck hunting together in the coming years. And if I can ever do anything for you, please let me know.
I'll do it. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah. You don't want to miss the next episode. So please subscribe to Biz School wherever you get your podcast. Follow me on social media at @AlexRaz. Punch that 5 stars where you're watching this thing. Help me grow it. I really appreciate it. That's all for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. It means a lot. And the rest is history.